So we know that we can get back to our Google form by going through the waffle and clicking on Forms. I could also go through Google Classroom and open the Google form that way. So those are two options, but usually I like to go this way because it's going to give me my the editable version. If I went through Google Classroom, what it would give me would be this preview version because that's what everyone else sees. And then always look for this edit icon on the side. So if you're ever in the preview and you're like, I can't change it, just look for that little edit and you'll be able to make the changes. So when I'm here, if I go to responses, I can see that there are 25 responses. It also shows me how many points this particular quiz was. And if I go to responses, there are 3 different tabs. So the summary, the question, and the individual. And also right here, which is what we're going to talk about, is creating a spreadsheet. Now, one of the things that I like to look at before I create the spreadsheet is to see if there's any problem questions that I sort of need to look at. Then I can see that there are some frequently missed questions, and it's this one, and it's the last question, and some people wrote to me about it. I can actually copy this, and I can put this chart into something else, so that makes it really convenient. So if I wanted to do a new slide, I love this feature, slide.new, then I could just go here, I could open up a blank slide, let's see, blank one here, and I'm just going to paste that chart. So now the chart is here, I can use that as a presentation, which is very handy. So you'll probably be seeing this. And this will just show, it shows, you know, which kids got what wrong. And this form, sometimes what you can do, if it's through Google Sheets, you can link things. So this is a really handy feature to be able to copy and paste things in. So if you ever see something that you like, use that. So a lot of people didn't get it. So all of these questions are actually right. So 11 people got it correct. So 11 got picked all 3, but not everyone didn't pick all 3. So this click all that apply really screwed up everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people. So this was the problem statement, and now I know that. And it's good reminders because we're all teachers and you do things fast. You're like, I know that, and you do it really quickly. So this is showing, you know, all of the questions, and I could get that detail for all of them. This one is the question by question, which I think is really neat too, which we already discussed. And then if I wanted to go through individually, I could use this tab, but that's going to take me a long time if I have 25 responses. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to create a spreadsheet. So if I click on that button, it's going to create a new spreadsheet. It's going to put it in the same location that the form is. So if I have organized the form into a folder, which I have, it's going to put it in there. I could also add all of this data to an existing spreadsheet. So if I wanted to do that, I could click and find an existing one, but usually I just create one. So here I am in the sheet that was created from the Google form, and you can see that the name Google Form Icon Quiz, parentheses responses, this was called Google Form Icon Quiz. So the only thing that they did was they appended the end and they added the word responses in a parenthesis. The other thing that we can look at is this is the move. I'm not actually going to move it, but if I click on that, you can see this is in the Google Forms file already. So I don't have to move it. It put it in the same exact location. So if your Google form is filed in a nice spot and you're using your great file management, then when you make a new Google form, or I'm sorry, a Google Sheet, then it's going to put it in the same location. The other thing I want you to notice is that there is a form menu here. So the glory of this is all of these tools are available from the spreadsheet as well. So if I click Edit Form, guess what's going to happen? Did you guess that it's going to go right in here and I'm going to be able to edit my questions? You got it. If I go back to the form menu and I want to send my form, it's just going to, again, open the form, bring me right to the area where I can email it, or I can add a link, or I can do the embedding. So all of this stuff keeps bringing you back to the form. So everything on this form menu lets you make different changes, and it's just going to automatically launch the form because they're tied together. They're linked. And so I can unlink that form through here. And again, the reason for unlinking would be if I wanted to reuse the form with a whole new class and I wanted to clear out the responses. Now, the reason I like to use the Google Sheet for this is I can sort of just scroll down and I can get a really good picture of where problems were or if there were any problems. So it's a really nice way to sort of like just look really quickly. And for this, I can sort of see how many people clicked one or two things. So a couple things that I want to show you. Number one, if you click over here on the left-hand side, this little box on the top left selects everything. So you can see some of my stuff, it's being hidden. I can't see everything. So there is something called cell wrapping. And it's not the wrapping. No, no, no. It is, and wasn't that excellent wrapping? I knew you'd be impressed. It's this text wrapping here. So right now, everything is just not wrapping. It's called overflow. And so what it does is it just cuts it off. It lets it just sort of continue on if there's room. So like here, there's room. So it's continuing on. And then if not, it just... It chops it off because I have things in the next column. So that doesn't work. So this is clip, and clip would just truly cut it off so I wouldn't see it on the side. I'm going to do that right now so you can see. So see, that's now clipped, but I never use clipped. I either use the overflow or I use the wrap. And so the wrap, what it does is it wraps all of the text so it fits in the cell.